This is the second part of the video for examples 2, 3, and 4, as you see on the worksheet here. And this one does not require Excel to figure out this cost function. We're given the fixed rate, $250. We're given the changing rate, $0.25 or 25 cents. And you can see how the equation has been constructed there. If you choose different letters to use, it's fine. I chose capital C of H to represent the function. Whatever letters you choose, define what they mean. I specifically say what H is. I specifically say what the capital C of H is. And part B, same thing, the revenue function. We're just given that information as a rate, another linear function. You can see it constructed there. And the profit function, profit is always revenue minus cost. You can distribute it as I did and combine like terms to make typing in Excel a little bit easier. For this class, it is brief, so you don't have to do that, but then you type more in Excel. Part D is where we have a lot more work, and we'll look at Excel for that. It's a goal seek question. Break even means when the profit equals 0. So I take the profit equation, I set it equal to 0, and let's go to goal seek in Excel and walk through that again. So you can see my part ABC answers typed in there. So goal seek, again, I did it a few times. So there is my input H. That's the number of hot dogs. I've got my revenue function typed in. I've got my cost function typed in. And my profit function is just click, click, those cells minus each other. So with that profit function, remember the input value is the number that you have typed in to that original cell. So with a 0 typed in there, highlight the formula cell, data tab, what if, goal seek. The 2 value is always the value given. In this case, the break even is when that equation is 0. The changing cell is the cell reference for the original input. So because my formula cell has got C65 and D65, those 2 cells reference the original input as B65. And we did goal seek, and it found a solution pretty quick. And then repeat goal seek with the second one. Remember, Excel and goal seek don't know what you are doing. So it's a good idea to try it with a couple of different input values just to see that there is only one, or if there might be more than one answer. Same solution. Okay, so part of the question is explain everything, which is the rest of my table of values. I know that 125 is the break even, so I know selling less than that does something and selling more than that does something. So I created my table here, and I just copied and pasted the revenue, cost, and profit all the way down. So we can see if we sell 0, then we don't make any money, but it does cost us some money. And that's that fixed value that we were given, $250. So we lost $250. And you can see as we sell things, our profit is increasing, still negative, until we get to that break-even point at 125. And then beyond that, so you can see my explanation typed here. I'll go back to the Word to show what I wrote down. So selling 125 hot dogs results in revenue and cost both being equal, which gives us 0 profit. Selling 0 to 125 results in a loss. That's the negative profit. You cannot sell less than 0 hot dogs. And we don't have a supply equation, so we cannot determine the maximum that could be sold where something else will change there. So Word. It's a PDF, that's why I can't see it. Never mind. So here is what I wrote down for part D. Selling this many results in a profit. Selling that is the break even, 0 profit. Selling more than that results in a gain, positive profit. So when you explain, you want enough detail to capture everything. Example 3. We've got a demand equation. We've got a supply equation. What's the equilibrium price and quantity? Sometimes this just says equilibrium. It may say equilibrium point. It always includes price and quantity. Both of those are the answer, not one or the other. So equilibrium is where supply equals demand. Set them equal to each other. Do a little bit of algebra, move it to one side. Another goal-seek question because we're told the output, we're looking for the input. So let's go back to Excel. Check that out. Example 3, goal-seek. We've got our input quantity. We've got our demand equation typed in, the supply equation, and the equilibrium is, again, those two things subtracted. So we'll walk through goal-seek yet again. How many times does this make so far? 8 examples of using goal-seek. Alrighty, so the formula that you're using, highlight that cell, data tab, what if, goal-seek. The to value is the output given. In this case, equilibrium, we want the output to be 0. The input is the original input cell. And click OK. So we get a 10 there. Repeat for a 100 input. Data tab, what if, goal-seek. To value for equilibrium is 0. Changing cell, the original input cell. Another 10. So if we sell 10 hot dogs and charge $40, we break even. We don't make, not break even, we're at equilibrium, in which case we're still, all right. So example 4, okay, example 3, that was our goal-seek question. So you can see I'm writing down similar stuff. The equation equal to the output, goal-seek to find this, my input value. I didn't put the second one because they were the same, but you could put the second one. I wrote down the equations for evaluating that Q value. So goal-seek found Q, and my table of values in Excel found the price, but I still need to show my work a little bit, which is what I did there. And then example 4 uses that information. What range of prices? Will there be a shortage and surplus? And again, from the table, we'll look at that real quick. So I started at $10. My supply is negative. That cannot happen. So at $20, my supply is 0. And then we go up to a price of $70. We see the demand falls to 0. Nobody's going to buy it if I charge too much. So from $20 to $40, demand is greater, and that's what we call a shortage. And from 40 to 70, supply is greater, and that's what we call a surplus. And that's what I wrote down here. Exactly what I showed on that screen.